Change has come. It's at the door. Everything that was true isn't true anymore. In our hands is a broken crown, and the wars that we lose mean freedom now. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Let's dance into battle, start a revolution, turn the heartbreak into evolution. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, from the ashes. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Keep marching on. 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 Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance, a chance, a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance to begin again. Every ending is a chance. Every ending is a chance to begin again.
The plan for living life, playing the game of life. Rules to the game of life. You will receive a body. You will learn lessons. There are no mistakes, only lessons. A lesson will be repeated until it is learned. Learning lessons does not end. There is no better than here. Others are merely mirrors of you. What you make of your life is up to you. Life is exactly what you think it is. Your answers lie inside you. You will forget all of this. You can remember it whenever you want. Mastering ourselves, being our best selves. My power, my control. Mind, body, soul, which is thoughts, wills, the things you say, and emotions. Principles: learn, grow, teach, help. Foundation: love, health, wealth, happiness. Rules: respectful, safe, responsible. Being a champion, one day at a time. Having accountability, accept responsibility for actions and performance. Culture, living our values, mastering ourselves, body, mind, soul. Excellence, being our best selves by efficiency and productivity. Leveling up in life, showing up for yourself, focus on yourself, core values, decisions, goals, and behavior. Live by, no excuses, take ownership, empower yourself to do better and be more for you. Many are here to help us be the best version of ourselves through learning and development. 2, I'm willing to do the work and you are willing to do the work. The first step to empowering you is creating a structure that helps you eliminate excuses through clarity of responsibility and process. Being a champion to create winning is by having a desire to be the best version of yourself and empowering you to do so daily. Having a better world that is a champion world is that it takes all of us. Everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, which is inside of us all and all around us. What is your energy? Low vibration or high vibration? Low vibration. Empathy, victim, helplessness, blame, negative self-talk, worry, hatred, anger, fear. High vibration. Hopefulness, courage, acceptance, happiness, self-love, gratitude, positive self-talk, trust, knowledge, abundance, forgiveness, unconditional love. Mastering ourselves. Lust, intense desire or craving, greed, excessive selfish desire. Gluttony, excessive consumption. Pride, excessive self-importance. Sloth, laziness, empathy. Envy, desiring what someone else has. Wrath, extreme anger. The unseen laws, spiritual laws you must respect. Core unseen laws. Law of reciprocity, which what you send out, energy, thoughts, actions, returns amplified. Law of authority. Spirits only respect those who know who they are. If you're confused, they dominate. Law of resonance. You attract what matches your vibration. Purity equals clear outcomes. Law of timing. Some doors open only in divine timing. Forcing it equals punishment or delay. Law of spiritual debt. Every lie, scam, or shortcut leaves a karmic invoice until it's paid by pain or repentance. It blocks flow. Law of access. Sharing sacred things with unworthy people gives dark forces access to you. Guard your spiritual intimacy. Law of sacred exchange. Don't ask for something from spirit world without giving something. Prayers, food, fire, service, truth. Law of hidden eyes. Even when no one is watching, you are seen. All thoughts and deeds echo in the spirit realms. Everyone will get exactly what they choose. 3D Earth. Fear, division, anger, control, hate, AI. 5D Earth. Love, unity, peace, freedom, healing, consciousness. This is the Great Awakening. The most powerful thing you can do right now is to be patient with yourself while things are unfolding for you. Welcome, I'm Alisha Quinn, and today we are going to be talking about law of attraction and law of attention. And I truly came here to help people to go into a new world to find their inner happiness and peace. And that is truly what I came here for. I have ascended before, and I didn't always know who I was, but truly by doing my inner work, I have come to really find who I am. And if I can help inspire others to do the same, to do that inner work and find their truth and their happiness, then that's what the purpose I came here to serve. And so, as I went through this awakening journey and trying to search for these answers for myself, right? As I came to see and realize that religion was truly part of the world system. And so trying to find these answers for myself and seeking for them. And as I was listening to the podcaster who started talking about this law of attraction kind of stuff, that's when I really came to realize that my former husband, Robert, knew all this stuff, but he was trapped in religion. And when you bring in the frequency and vibration of things along with your thoughts and your mindset, that you cannot have, even the Bible teaches that you cannot have two conflicting thoughts at the same time. And, like in the Bible, there's many verses that even says, do not fear. But then the church has you in fear of going to hell, right? So really, this was a process for me to start waking up and realizing that the energy that we're putting out, we are getting back when, things aren't good enough for us. We're not good enough. All these things that energy that we put out, we are receiving back towards us. The lack mindset and really like, going to church and, having this guilt and this unworthiness that, was put upon me, that it was just kind of like really even coming across the unseen spiritual laws, which I have at the beginning of my podcast for the plan. And you bring in the law of reciprocity, energy, thoughts that you put out, you receive back amplified. And I came to see it really. I really do come to see that the energies and the thoughts that I had, including my fears even with my former husband, turning out that he, was a pedophile and fooling around on me. Now, that's living out, your fears for sure. And so even thoughts of him passing away, even thoughts of being a single mom, even, fears of being homeless and these things. So I really do come to see that energy, the thoughts, and where I put my attention on. How about being surveillanced and watched by our government or whatever, right? And then I live out a situation of being followed and tracked or whatever, right? And being paranoid over the stuff that I had spent a lot of time putting my energy and my mindset and my focus into a lot of conspiracies over the government and things. And truly, when you come even down to Satan, when you put your energy that there's this big bad wolf, Satan, who controls the world, who, pedophiles and Satanists are running the world, and that's where you put your energy and your focus on, then that's going to be the life and the reality that you live out. How about the New World Order? So when you are putting your energy and your focus on these things, we are attracting such of reality. And as I have moved on from the conspiracy stuff and have truly come to see the game of it, to see that the focus that I need to put in is me and my spiritual evolution, to change my vibration and my frequency, to create that heaven on earth within me, to have happiness, to create the peace, to have an abundant mindset, even. And as I go through and truly change those vibrations and frequencies, that I really do come to see how my world and my reality changes, even from the people that come around me, of what I put my focus and my attention on. And so when we think that people are going to hurt us or deceive us, and it was very interesting because Dolores Cannon said that nothing can hurt you unless you allow it to. And I do truly come to find that that is true, and that we have the power to protect ourselves with our own energy. That when you think life is against you, that's what you get back. You get things that are against you. And so what about when we put out good things? The same is true. Even coming to that, the more that you love things, the more that universe, God, source, whatever you want to say, will send you back more things to love. And so as I really have come to understand and have more wisdom and knowledge when it comes to law of attraction, law of attention things, is the law of even assumption, assuming. And that's what I truly did come to see, is that it's a very powerful manifestation to believe that all these people who have been involved in satanic ritual, pedophile abuse kind of things have been executed. It's a very powerful thing, and a powerful manifestation, even that energy that's put out plays out. But truly, there is a balancing of the scales because it is a collective consciousness, and not everyone buys into that. And so you can see it play out like in a different way then say the way that you had thought it would play out, like the P. Diddy thing, right? So, a sexual scandal kind of thing, right? That starts to play out because of our manifestations, because of our thoughts, because people are on one side of the spectrum and then people are on the other side of the spectrum, and it kind of merges and plays out. And so when you come down to my own reality, my own thoughts that create my experience, now when you shut down the world and the stuff, now you come into a smaller collective consciousness. So, like within your home, the people write it within your home. So now you got a smurging story that is playing out because their thoughts and their energy is powerful as well. And the thing is how am I handling, say, those situations, those things that do play out, right? And that energy is extremely powerful. And when you come up to even the identity that you are living by, are you in a conflict that you want to have enough money, but then you're thinking that you're poor because that's what your reality has shown you, because you haven't truly changed your thinking and your thoughts. And I truly have come to see this stuff. And one of the things that have truly even helped me, for one, is coming down to only today. Only today matters. Only today exists. And I have plenty today. I have everything I need today. I have more than enough. I live in abundance today. And when I come down that today is all that matters, and I give thought to a little story from the Bible of a woman who would set out some like container of something for oil or something in the Bible, that every day it would be filled for her. That's having that like true faith and belief in it. That people will say, oh, that stuff doesn't work. Well, when you think that way, then guess what? It's not going to work for you. But when you hold the faith and the belief in it, kind of just like all the world bullshit that they have you believing in. See, it's very powerful to have millions of people believing that there is some big storm coming. We're the creators. We are the manifestors. And as people are putting out that energy of this storm that's going to hit, in 3 weeks, it's very powerful. And I know for a fact that there's people who counteract those storms as well. It's amazing that there can be a big storm and you'll see all these houses that have been destroyed, but there'll be one remaining. And I do truly believe that is the power of manifestation and thoughts. And as I came down to even my own life and my own experiences, that I had really done it when I was younger, good and bad. See, the thing is that when I was around 19 years old, and I had this man who, had claimed that he lived with his cousin and stuff like that, then I found out that he was married. And boy, I set out. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I was going to destroy that man's marriage. And it's very interesting how that all played out and took effect because it was truly by a mutual friend who was having a party, having a bunch of guys and girls get together. He asked me to bring some girls, and I brought some girls, and they knew my thing with this guy, and he showed up. And one of my friends, I don't know how she did it, but she got his phone number to his house with his wife. And long story short, he lost his marriage. And that showed me the power of manifestation, the power of my thoughts and what I put my attention on. Because I dwelt upon that. And it's just amazing how it all played out because he never gave me his phone number to his house with his wife. And then I looked at another situation, another thing where the only place I ever wanted to go to was New York. And I didn't know how it was going to happen, but man, New York, that was the one place I wanted to go. And I ended up becoming a nanny for a family. He was from New York. And at the holiday time, which this was in the year of 1999, they went to New York. They were going to New York to visit his family during the holidays. And I ended up getting that trip. It was free. It was paid for. A place to stay, someone to show me around. And at some of the family gatherings, I even stayed and watched the kids. So I ended up having an income when I came back as well. And so it's very interesting for me as I went through that evaluation of things that I manifested something, I created something without even knowing on that level of what I was truly doing. And even with my former husband, that I was headed towards 30 and I wanted children and I was involved in religion. So, got to get married. And so it was like I wanted a strong Christian man. That was the one thing I wanted. And you know what? That's what I got. I did get that. And when I was in it, I said, be careful what you ask for. And then, I thought about one of the things is that I had this fantasy in my head of this dream home that I had, and it was down a dirt graveled road. And my husband and I lived in a home, a mobile home at the very end of a dirt graveled road for years. Like the whole almost 10 years before I left him. And, the thing is, just like with that New York trip, that I truly came to find was that I didn't appreciate it. I didn't enjoy it. See, when you live down a dirt road in the summertime, especially, your car does not stay clean. So, I really came to see even my attitude about the stuff. Now, if you were going to create and have your dream life and live the life that you truly want to have and you think you want to have, now don't you think that you should enjoy it and have a good attitude about it? And that's what I have truly come to truly find. Another thing that came up for me was my son, when I was pregnant with my son. And we had a bed frame with just the bottom frame, no headboard or anything like that. And I was thinking we should get a headboard for our bed. And just a little situation thing that happened with the neighbors, and they were selling some stuff, and I hadn't even mentioned it to my husband, Robert. And he brought home this bed frame for our bed that not only had a headboard, but a footboard as well. And so as I'm going through that process of truly seeing that on some level, I have been creating and manifesting my own life by my thoughts and by my attention and my energy and, attracting obviously something to me. Even being a Christian when I was younger, it was like one day I'm going to change and become a Christian. And that happened. It all plays out. And then I go back to 2021 when I started thinking about our vehicles. Our vehicles were over 200,000 miles. And so I'm, thinking about this thing. And I end up in an accident where it was very minor injuries. Me and my children were in the car, and none of us had any kind of real physical injuries, except for I had a couple little bruising and chemical burn from the airbag that popped. And that was it. It was very minor type injury kind of thing. And we were getting a bunch of money from the COVID thing coming in that I didn't even know. I wasn't even aware of it at that time. And then we got a pretty good settlement on my vehicle from the insurance, which helped make a huge down payment for a nicer and better vehicle at that time. And so these were things that, I'm looking and I'm evaluating. as I'm, opening my mind up to this law of attraction and law of attention kind of thing. And then I think about these two women that I knew of through family, where both of them really set out to have a man with money. And both of them got men with money. One married a man who had a $1 million, $2 million business, but he kept her on a little tight leash with that money to where she had to go and work still, and she was doing house cleaning. And him, on the other hand, was taking medication for depression and anxiety, and one night took his own life, where she ended up with everything. Money doesn't make people happy, right? And that's the thing of doing our inner work and finding that inner happiness, that inner fulfillment, and that inner peace, and enjoying the gifts that we receive in our life and our journey. And I think that we can make several examples of people who do end up having money, do end up even having fame, but they do not have that happiness and fulfillment. And that's the thing to me about doing the inner work, just like getting that trip to New York City, right? That there were issues that I had and problems that I had, and I didn't enjoy it or appreciate it like I should have. And that's the truth. And so the other woman who married a man with money, the last I heard, he was making $125 an hour. She will not have sexual interactions with him because she's not happy with him. And she is the one on medication for depression and anxiety. And she overspends, that she spends so much money that they're in debt. There's money issues, even with him making that amount of money. So the thing is that that's where it really comes down to me of doing that inner work and having that happiness and fulfillment. That truly, there's nothing wrong with having things or having money even, but it's our attitudes and our energy. See, some people will have those things, but be so afraid to lose them. What if this happens? What if this happens? And they're worried about losing the things. And then there's our attitudes of appreciating it and enjoying it. And so for me, as I went through truly doing my inner work and healing and coming to ask that question, what was my dream life when I was a child? And it was being a mother, and it was teaching. And so that's why I tell myself that now, that I am living my dream life. having my children and teaching. And so working on me, teaching myself even. And so really makes a difference when we change our energy with the law of attraction and law of attention, of having that happiness and that fulfillment within myself, and that this is something that I get to experience and enjoy. And what else do I want to experience and enjoy? And it's truly amazing as I come through my life here, and it'll be like, oh, especially when I was by myself and I was like, I want to go do this with my kids. And then it happens. See, that's where I'm putting my attention to and my energy to. And I've listened to a lot of stuff on assuming you already have it, and becoming that person that does have it. What kind of experience do I want to have? What kind of experience did I come here to have? And truly looking within myself and doing that soul searching for that, to be that person. See, I can't sit here and be in a lack mindset and want to be rich. I have to come down to like, wow, I live in abundance. I have so much. I have the most beautiful home that I've ever lived in. And I have plenty. I have more than enough. And I can go to the store and buy the food that I want. I can go to the store and buy whatever it is that I need. And, one of the things that have been brought to me through the things I listen to is if you can't take care of what you have now, and that includes the money, how are you going to take care of it when you get it? Because sometimes we're in such a lack mindset that you spend the money as fast as you get it. Whereas, this money is going to last me because I am rich. I do have everything I need today. I don't need to go out and spend all this money. And so, those are truly things that I have learned when it comes to this law of attraction and law of attention, and truly just knowing that I really am living my dream life, because I put a lot of time and focus on eventually being a single mother when I was younger. My husband was a lot older than me. And so when I come down to it, I am living that life that I put my attention and my focus on. I've attracted that life, and things eventually do play out. And so, good or bad, whatever it is that we are putting our focus on and our attention on, we are creating. And when you have a whole Babylon system that you're putting your focus and your attention on as well, you not only create things for that, you are creating it for your own life, your own reality, and your own experience. When you keep on complaining, you get more to complain about. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look at a couple of videos that came across my path that I found to be very inspiring.
This isn't like a woo-woo statement. It's an actual real thing. When you get into a high frequency mindset, you now can command things into existence. You can operate within the law of attraction on a positive frequency, because when you're on a low frequency, the law of attraction still works, but you get low frequency things coming back at you, and you feel like, I can't get out of this situation. Every time I turn around, there's another bad thing happening to me because you're in a low frequency. First thing we know is by connecting an EEG to your head, a cap with electrodes, and connecting it to a computer, we can see your frequency that you're at. We know that the brain is emitting frequencies or light waves that are leaving the skull and going out into space-time that we just happen to capture with that cap and send to a computer. So we know that when a person is in anguish, sorrow, fear, hoping, begging, wishing, those frequencies on the computer create a very low frequency oscillation wave. Now, if the person gets into a position of power, excitement, happiness, right, vigor, we know that it creates a very compact, high-end and close cosine wave, which is high frequency.
Wow.
So we know the physical representation of the frequency of a person can be captured by their thoughts. And what you have to do is get out of the victim mindset and hoping and begging and wishing mindset and getting to the commanding and I'm powerful affirmations mindset. Once your frequency shifts to a high frequency, now all of a sudden all good things start coming back, right? And so the universe is working like a boomerang. It's a mirror of what you're putting out energetically. So you want to force yourself into a high frequency by doing positive affirmations, meditation, being of service to others, being in a good state of mind, respecting everyone with dignity and respect. That's going to put you in a high frequency. This is
I thought that video shared some very good wisdom, and that it is true that I have truly come to find that, you know, when you're still doing it when you are in the low frequencies, and sometimes you just can't even see it, but that as you raise up and become more positive, and even, you know, putting out that higher vibration type energy out, that it does change things for you. And I do believe, you know, just, you know, you do have to ride out the storm as you reprogram, rewire those neurons and change. You kind of got to go like this. And as you change, that everything works out for me. This is serving my highest good. And you got to, you know, write it out instead of dwelling on it, because it's just a past consciousness playing out. And you come to realize that. And I do believe that as you get that energy back to you and focused on you and your life and the higher vibrations, loving it, loving your life, loving yourself, loving the journey, having that happiness and fulfillment and peace, right? Having peace with people, and that we can come to a point of manifesting a lot quicker, commanding it, and that mirror will reflect back to us. And I do even truly believe that that's what happened with Christ, Jesus Christ or whatever, was that he was able to make those manifestations instantaneously, like with the fish and the bread, in which, you know, some people will say it wasn't fish and whatever. It doesn't matter. It shows a power of the manifestation, that he was able to command that into reality and existence like that. And I do believe that we all hold that type of power. And so we're going to go ahead and watch one more video.
Imagine for a moment that you're seated in a restaurant, not an ordinary one, but a cosmic cafe where the waiter doesn't speak your language. The menu before you offers two choices: the tuna, which you detest, and the steak, which you long for. But here's the rub. Instead of pointing at the steak and letting it be, you fixate on the tuna, repeating over and over, "I don't want this." What do you think happens? The waiter, baffled by your words but guided by your focus, serves exactly what you've pointed to. You see, the universe doesn't understand your protests, your complaints, or your endless affirmations of what you fear. It operates on a far more primal law, the law of attention. It's not interested in your rejection or avoidance. It simply follows where your gaze lingers. When you focus on what you don't want, on your fears, your doubts, your dislikes, you unknowingly amplify them. This isn't punishment. It's simply the nature of how energy moves, how reality unfolds. So I ask you, where does your attention rest? Do you dwell on the things you dread, the outcomes you resist? Or do you gently, yet deliberately, turn your focus to the life you yearn to create? For attention, my friend, is the cosmic currency. It's the only language the universe speaks.
Well, I thought
Imagine-
that shared some very good wisdom there that I have truly come to find, and that, where we put our focus is what happens in our life. It does amplify for us right into our own life and experiences. That's why, truly getting that power and that control over the mind, the ego that likes to create a whole bunch of problems and solutions. And that's the thing too, that I've really come to find, is that when you're constantly dwelling upon, problems and solutions, guess what? You're focused on that, and it's just going to create that attention that you put your focus into. It is creating your life and your experiences. And I truly had to come to go through a whole bunch to figure that out, and truly come to take that power back, to truly wake up to the fact that I was creating all that BS. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at a few pictures on manifesting. Adopt the belief that manifesting is easy. You got to believe it's already yours. That's the secret of manifestation. Anytime two people focus on one thing, it manifests twice as fast. This, like all things in life, works much more effectively if both people sincerely believe in themselves. Well, that's what I've truly come to find for myself, is that, we are creating our reality, our existence. And that's why it is so powerful, making people believe in certain ideas and certain things going on, because those things have a way of manifesting and playing out. And, truly believing in it. You truly believe in it, and then it takes its shape. It takes that form. It manifests. And that's what I've truly come to find for myself. So we're going to go ahead and ask some questions. What is the law of attention? The new paradigm of manifestation, liberation, and limitless creation that combines authentic higher consciousness metaphysics into practical and fun protocols. Is attention the focus of consciousness? Attention is the conscious focus of perception and thinking on an object. What are the 5 steps of the law of attraction? So how can you use the law of attraction to create your dream life? Get clear on your goals and desires. Believe it's possible. Visualize your success. Do something. Stay positive to manifest your desires. What is the first rule of attraction? Your dominant thoughts, emotions, and beliefs possess a specific energy or vibration that draws similar experiences into your life. How does the law of assumption work? Assuming the feeling of your wish already being fulfilled causes it to manifest into reality. Core principles and how it works. Consciousness is reality. Everything in your world is a reflection of your internal assumptions and subconscious beliefs, whether you create them consciously or not. Live in the end. You must think from the desire, feeling it is already yours, rather than thinking of the desire, wanting it from a place of lack. Ignore the 3D reality. You must ignore present physical circumstances, the 3D, that contradicts your desire and persist in your mental assumption until it becomes solid reality. Self-concept shift. The primary focus is changing how you see yourself, which inherently changes how the world responds to you. And so my conclusion truly is that I come to see it. I come to see it within my own life, my own reality, my own experiences, that as I change, my reality changes and shifts. And the people around me change and shift as well. And that's the thing of truly raising up that vibration and frequency, that the people that are not raising up and changing their frequency remain on a different path, a different timeline, a different reality even. And so, you can't stay with people who have life is against me type mentality and be on that mentality that life is for us, that those people, places, and things will change as we change. And I come to truly see it happen within my own reality, my own experiences, that I was once that party girl, right? And got involved in drugs, and all these people, they come right around you for all that kind of stuff. You're just like this in a pod almost, in a box. But as I changed and got involved in religion in the church, that I had a lot of people that I was involved in with drugs and stuff that fell away. That, it was a totally different road and experience for me. And then as I went through this awakening to the conspiracies, that all this stuff I believed in are a bunch of lies and BS, right? That, I seen it happen, and I was kind of like, even divided still, even when I was involved with religion, because I still had family that were not involved in religion in the church, kind of had this foot in one world and kind of foot in, another world, the religion, you're kind of like teetering on this thing of the non-believers and the believers, kind of ordeal. And, as I go down the conspiracy road, that's the kind of people now that really do come around. And some changed with me and like, oh yeah, all this stuff, blah, 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 right? And then some didn't. And it was still kind of this teetering kind of ordeal. And so, but as I've even grown past the conspiracies of, spiritual evolution, doing my inner work, healing, being a generational curse breaker, that those are the type of people that I truly run into. People about, quantum or manifestation. See, those neurons retransmit, and now those are the people showing up in my reality. And I gave up a lot of people, places, and things who were not evolving to go on that journey to that next level of things. People who are wanting to change or change their vibration, change their thoughts. Those are the kind of people that I have come into my life and my reality. Now, are there still people on those negative timelines that I can see? I sure can. I sure can see some of them. Some of them that might be even publicly complaining about something, right? And that's the thing of like being in the world but not a part of it. And so, but those people won't ever talk to me. We won't ever have that real encounter. And that I truly find that as I, speak those things, oh yeah, I'm a generational curse breaker too, And so it is, what you are attracting, that energy that you put out of who you are, even your identity. See, when I was identified as a Christian living in the world with non-believers, guess what kind of people I was around? I was around Christians and I was around non-believers, right? And so, really going through to even how about changing our thinking that everybody is enlightened, everybody has a purpose to have an experience, and everybody is choosing their experiences to have, and that we learn and grow from everyone. And truly, if some are not learning and growing and evolving, that's on them, right? And that's truly how I have come down of living my life in this world, that everybody is a soul first and foremost. And everything after that is just the identities that they're living by. Being a man, being a woman, being black, being white, being in politics, being in religion, everything else is secondary. And so truly, I'm attracting the people who want to elevate, who, people that I may even be giving a message to. Now, is it my responsibility for them to take in that message? No, it's on them. Some people don't take in those messages. And so I have come to truly see too much and know too much. Is scientifically proven that energy that we put out, we are receiving back. And that includes viruses and sicknesses and whatever. People are creating their own experiences and their own realities, whether they are consciously aware of it or not. That they can continue to play the victim game, but it's only a game that they are playing with themselves. And that we all have the power to change the game, which begins within us, to change those neuron thinking paths and say, I'm not the victim of my life. Let me learn and grow and evolve. And out here is going to eventually change. Is it going to change right away? No. And that's why you got to go like this and say, everything's good. Everything's working out for me. I'm happy today. I have everything I need today. Everything works out for my best good. And as we put that energy out, it will return back to us amplified. And maybe that's going to take some time, but as we work on ourselves and we get back to here today in this moment, we can become just like Christ, be in that Christ consciousness, and instantaneously manifest the things that we want and desire to have. And so that's what I come down to, assuming that it's already mine, not hoping and wishing for it, knowing that it is already mine. It just has to come to take fruition, to play out in reality, that you plant the seeds and you water them. It's already mine. I already have it. And not hoping and wishing and waiting for it, but that it is already mine. And this out here is just an old consciousness playing out, and it's going to take place. Take the actor effect. Okay? Actor is in a movie role, playing a movie, right? Now, he's got to get a role for after the movie, right? His next role, okay? So he gets the role for the next movie. When does he start practicing and learning that role for that new movie that he is going to be doing in 6 months? He starts working on it now while he's finishing up the old movie, the old script, right? So he starts transforming himself for that new movie role that he is going to be playing. And that's all we have to do with manifesting our life, attracting it, putting our attention to it and focused on it, and making things clear of what we do want. We can't have these negative thinking on things, but hoping and wishing for a positive outcome. We have to focus on the positive and good outcome no matter what. And I will tell you, there are things that I have truly had to work on when it comes to that, of don't be dwelling on the negative. Oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't turn out this way? But put the focus on what I do want. And even if today it isn't what I wanted, continue. This is what I wanted. This is an old script. It's playing out. And this is the outcome I want. And living that way. And so we have it within us to make these changes. And we have to be that person, and we have to become that person. We have to make room in the space to have that life that we want and we desire. And that's what I've truly come down to. So take what you can. We're here to take our power back over our own life, our own reality, and this world, because we are the creators, we are the manifestors, and we have the power within us to create the world that we want to live in. We have the power to create more land. We have the power to create all kinds of things, and two are better than one. We unite, and we can create the world that we truly do want and desire to have. So life is for us. Life is for us, and good things are happening. The world is changing, and it is getting better. Good things are always happening for us, and everything's for us, and everything is making that turn and that shift to be for us. As we change here, it will change. I'm grateful for everything that I have learned and grown, and just continuing to put the work in to learn and grow and heal. And I'm grateful for anyone who is listening to learn and grow from me, from the things that I have learned and grown. And I truly do believe that's how we do learn and grow, because we all have our own experiences and own knowledge, and even inner knowledge, inner wisdom, inner knowledge, and everything that truly we do end up creating here. It comes from within us, good or bad. So learning the good things that can take us to the next level. And so if you want any help with healing, you can reach out to me. My links and my email will be in the bio. And so enjoy your day, enjoy your life, because it's yours. It's yours. Take your power back. Have that happiness, have that fulfillment, and enjoy the experience, your human experience. You are a soul having a human experience. So enjoy it. And we are going to play this song called Code Breaker, which I think is extremely fitting for this. Change the code. You are the code. It's within us. We change the code, and reality changes and it shifts. Promise. Love you.
Most people don't realize this, but we're not all living in the same reality. We're all walking this earth, but we're living in different dimensions. When you're in the lower dimensions, you believe in a God outside of you. You say things like, "Thank you, Jesus," and "Thank you, God," up there. And that's okay, because that's the level you're at. It's part of the journey. But when you go through a Kundalini awakening, when your spirit truly begins to rise, something shifts. You don't just believe in Christ, you become aware of the Christ within you. You stop thanking something outside of you, and you begin to awaken to the power that was always inside you. Christ consciousness isn't about religion. It's a frequency, a higher awareness. It's when you realize God lives in you. You see, people argue because they live in different dimensions, and they don't understand each other. Some still live in the 3D where everything is fear, control, separation. You're over here trying to speak light, truth, oneness, and they look at you like you're crazy. That's because you're not speaking the same language of consciousness. When you awaken, you rise. You begin to see the world through God's eyes, not man's. And that's why we say not everyone will get you. Not everyone is supposed to, because not everyone has risen yet. But your job is not to prove it, your job is to live it. Let your vibration speak louder than your voice. Thank you for following us at Awakening the Empaths, where truth is spoken without fear.
If the world is a program, then your thoughts are the script. Your beliefs are the code, and you are the one who rewrites it. I grew up thinking life was fixed, like a story already made. But every feeling, every fear was just a line in the arcade. They told me be small, they told me stay safe. But my mind stepped back and I saw the whole game. Every thought repeating becomes a rule you follow. Every fear you feed becomes a future you swallow. I learned the truth quiet, deep in my chest. The matrix prints what you assume is best. So I changed my mind, I changed my tone. I deleted the doubts I once called home. New identity loaded, new script run. And the world reshaped with what I assumed was done. I shift my focus, I shift my state. What I decide becomes my fate. Old loops fade when I choose new. My life updates when I shift my view. I am the code breaker. I am the author. My thoughts rewrite the world around me when I choose a new truth. Reality follows. I claim the identity I want, and the march expands. They say life is hard, but that's a story you repeat. Say it long enough and it shows on your street. Your mind is a mirror, your world is the print. Whatever you believe becomes permanent. You worry it grows, you doubt it shows. Every fear is a seed, every thought it sows. The moment you stop feeding the old, the program crashes and the new unfolds. Reverse the cycle, rewrite the core. Tell a new truth until it feels like yours. Tell yourself daily ease is natural to me. And watch how fast life shifts effortlessly. I shift my focus, I shift my tone. I make my new truth feel like home. Thought by thought, my world renews. Reality moves with the story I choose. I am the code breaker. I am the author. My mind decides the script I live in. Every time I choose again, the world updates. Identity first. Reality I've been the matrix with what I assume. Your assumptions are the code. Your thoughts are the signal. Your world is the printout. Change the code, change the code, change the world, change the world. I choose my story now. I choose my truth now. I choose who I am now. And the matrix follows. I am the code breaker. I am the rider. I decide, I decide, I decide, I decide, I decide.
You ain't got a chance. Trying to go to war with the champ. Trying to go back, but you can't. Now it's only one king, I'm the man. Anybody wanna step to the plate? Better go and get one thing straight. I don't freeze and I won't hesitate. Matter of fact, y'all been running in place, can't run from your fate. Who's gonna stop me? 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 Yeah, who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? So electrical, charged up, shocking every second like a billion volts. Now we hyperactive, you don't want no static. I was born for battle, finger on the pulse. Y'all paper plastic while I go Jurassic. So far from average, running with the raptors like a slay Goliath, steady moving silence. So in other words, I am the boss. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? I am the boss. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Yeah, who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? I just look at the world, such a sight to behold. Most of the stories will never get told. Been on my own for so long, I don't know what else to do, pray I don't lose my soul. Walking through fire till I'm numb to the coast. Coming for everything, diamonds and gold. Nothing to lose, all in my control. And I'm about to go savage, so don't say I won't. And I'm destined for greatness. Ain't no fabrication, ain't no time for waiting. Super fundamental, I can see them hating. Ain't a scrimmage, steady winning. I ain't quitting from the start to finish. Been in motion, this is physics. Never slowing, never getting winded. I ain't quitting from the start to finish. And I gotta wonder really if I ain't slipping in. Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me?